I first got involved with the Pinnacle in 1977. It happened because an actor had a part in a play called The Mandrake, directed by Louise Larson, and he had conflicts during the performance, I think teaching commitments, and couldn't do it. I took the role in The Mandrake, and it was primarily a pantomime role, and it was just so fun. We rehearsed in a school classroom. The theater was just magic. I mean, it was before the remodel, of course, in 1977, and I was just hooked. The one that stands out for me, in 1984, I auditioned for The Elephant Man. Joe Dodge was directing. Scariest experience I've ever had. To this day, when I'm nervous about something, they say, look at it this way. Is it the scariest thing you've ever done? And I always say, no, the Elephant Man audition was. Because I'd read the script over and over and over. I didn't know anybody. And there was this panel of directors and assistants lined up. And of course, she calls on me first to audition for the role of John Merrick, the Elephant Man. And I didn't know if I should twist up and contort and do all of this stuff. And I just thought, I don't want to walk away from an audition sorry that I didn't give it my all. So I thought, just go for it. The worst that can happen is she's going to say, cut. What's going on here? What's this going on? And so I did it. And I first slanted my shoulders, and then I twisted my torso, and then I made my hand into a claw, and then I kind of just slumped over and talked in this distorted way. And it was right. I could tell by the look on her face, because she kind of went, at first I wasn't sure if that was a good thing. Maybe she was praying that I'd get off stage sooner than later. But anyway, that's the audition that stands out the most for me. There's some that stand out. They're all very different. The Elephant Man would be maybe top of the list. And the nerd, which couldn't be more opposite from the Elephant Man, but playing the nerd, it just the way it's written, you could do a stage reading of it and get belly laughs. I remember holding so many nights for long laughs that would just trail on and on and on. And it was such an over-the-top character. That was one. All of the Tuna shows, Greater Tuna, Tuna Christmas, Tuna Does Vegas, working with Dick Bond is just a joy. Those were fun. And littler shows, lesser known. There was a show I did, Robert Herzog directed it, Molly Fitzsimmons and I, Two Rooms, it was called. And it was about I played a hostage in Beirut, and my wife was in her apartment in New York, and it wasn't virtual then, but it was love letters back and forth. And she turned her studio apartment into what she thought would look like his cell, so that they would be connected. And we were separate. It was separate monologues the whole show. And there's one fantasy scene where they come together. And the lighting, I can't even describe it, was brilliant. But it was just such a sweet show. And the opening weekend got snowed out. And it was devastating. We went out there ourselves and scraped the driveway just to get people to see this show, because it was a beautiful little show. Salieri in Amadeus. I always wanted to play that part. A small show like The Dresser. I'd like to do a Neil Simon. I haven't done a Neil Simon. I counted 25, I think. Yeah. Oh, because I had phases where I was away. College and family. When my daughters were born, I didn't do a show for the first 4 years of their lives. And then ironically, when they were in high school, they wanted me to be around more, even though they weren't. The demographic does get narrower with age, doesn't it? I play the grandpa roles now. I played Scrooge, and Isaac Joyce Shaw is brilliant with makeup, but I think even just in the course of the run, he had to use less and less each night. I have a red neck it's like a permanent sunburn, And I went to a dermatologist and I said, "What is this?" And he said, "Well, ironically, it doesn't have a medical name. It's called redneck." It sounds cheesy, but Pinnacle is a family. And, and like in any theater experience, those people you work with for that 3-month block of time are your absolute best friends. And in a lot of other theaters, I've experienced that, but when the show closes, you sometimes never see them again. And at Pinnacle, and partly because Salem is a small town, you stay connected. And it's just, you make new best friends every time you work there. And what I would tell people is there is a mystique to new people, to new faces. And so as much as theater can be cliquey, I don't feel that at Pinnacle. I think when someone new shows up at an audition, everybody wants to know who that person is. And there's a mystique to new faces, but it's just so, everybody is just so familiar, and I love working there. I can't wait to get to rehearsal. It's always been the case with me. When I'm driving to the Pinnacle Theater on a performance night and I stop at an intersection and see the people in the car next to me, I wonder what they're going to do that night. Are they going to go home and eat dinner and watch TV? But I get to do this. And it's just such a privilege and a joy to perform there. And the whole process, arriving early and helping doing the housekeeping chores and catching up with people and gabbing at the makeup mirror and all of that is just a wonderful thing. People do other things, they have jobs during the day, and it's important enough to them in their busy schedules to carve out time to do the Pinnacle Theater and to be a part of that. And when you're rehearsing a show, it's like you and the cast and crew have this great secret that you can't wait to tell everybody else. And it's just a joy in Salem to get to reveal that and to share it with people. And I would encourage people to get season tickets because it's so nice to have something on the calendar to look forward to. And I guess just know that the people you see on stage and the people you see backstage and with headsets in the audience love what they're doing. They're just so happy to be there and to be sharing this with people.